should be live, but we're not.
Oh, I thought you meant we were and we didn't know.
That can't happen, really. I have to press the button.
Oh. Use up all your racial epithets now. That's the key.
They might get a sneaky glimpse of us.
No! They got more than that last week when it kept fucking up. Yes! I like the... I was saying to Richard yesterday, you know, the people who are kind of taking like a moral stance against Jeff Bezos, Amazon. It's like, now is not the time. Stay the fuck out of the shop. Just get shit delivered. It's fine. If it's kill your nan or worry about someone's corporation tax, just don't get into it. It's fine. Sort it out later.
They can hear things. They can hear things.
Do it way
Scotty's
later.
in. Piley's in. Keegan.
Andy Fairchild. Bob Clark.
Parkinson.
Gareth. Can't believe Gareth's here. The
mixing
mixing hub.
in the house.
Mixing hub.
Fairchild.
A few names I recognise might need watching tonight.
That's how we do it. Tim Baker. Or Anita, as I call her.
I just found out Hermes is delivering my parcel, which means I'm not getting it. It's just good to know, isn't it? Good to know early when you're not getting
Well,
something.
yeah, set yourself up.
Well, he wasn't it from fucking Amazon.
Hey, at least they're consistent.
I thought the Hermes driver had a knock on the door. He wasn't appreciative at all.
Jibby's in.
Tony Parkinson's in. Julia Stew is in the house.
Ian Morgan. Ledge.
Absolutely.
Everyone's
Everyone's into Jibby. Look at that. I just love it. Look, see?
Hi,
Jibby.
Hi, Jibby, be my friend.
Yeah. Sad shit. Just can't wait for a Christmas card.
Live
Dion's
stream
in.
friend. Right. Shall we roll?
Nothing in common.
Dion's in.
Idiot.
Good. It's
Good.
not a
Stuart
Thursday
Drummond's
without
in.
Dion. Stew Dog's in.
I
Clem.
think Julia's only in for Dave. I think she's like,
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
She heard he was going to do the show in portrait, and she was like, "I'm in."
Johan, Clem,
Immediately.
Keith. Right, Julia's in. Right, let's roll the intro. Our live, visually and audioly live. Welcome to the new Ohm Show, number 45. Ooh, I've gone all orange. Yeah, so welcome to the show. We've got a super special guest. This
Evening.
guy.
I don't know where that would
Caton.
be according to me.
Hope you're at the bottom tonight, John.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, so that would be there.
Yep.
There?
Yep. It's good to figure that all out early. Dave's in, and we'll be talking to Dave throughout. Good to have you. We've got the news, as always. We've got some new stuff. John's got a new thing, which is exciting in of itself. And they've got this, K-Fun. We'll talk about that a bit as well. And yeah, new stuff, news, talking to Dave, etc. It's going to be an absolute belter. It's going to be a belter. I hope you're keeping well. Hope you don't have COVID. If you do, keep away from me.
That's the good thing about this, isn't it? Socially distanced by about 150 miles.
Just how you like it, man.
Yeah.
He's actually...
Yeah. So that's all that.
That's my perfect family Christmas, about 120 miles away from my mum.
Yeah, just a passing wave or a firm handshake. John, what are you drinking? What are you vaping?
I am drinking on. I'm still working through my life and death supply. Still good. I kind of save it really for the show. I don't really drink more. I sometimes have one, but yeah, not many. And then I get on the show and have a Martin's life and death.
You've had 2 bottles of wine as well, haven't you?
One.
Yeah, life
Really
and death.
Yeah, Argentinian Cabernet Sauvignon. It's very nice.
That life and death, is that your number one at the moment?
I think it is right now. Yeah, I think it is.
Does
It's
seem
like,
to be.
you can get it for like £1.60 a can, which is mad.
That's crazy talk. 80p.
Yeah, not bad. drinking that. I can't. I think you only get it just to be annoying. Now I'm nearly feeling like but you're punishing yourself. Why would you do it?
Screw cat there.
It's not even past the neck. It's not even fizzy. It's the weirdest chemistry ever. It's shit. Let's be serious.
What are you vaping though?
I have the Evolve Reflex. I'm not going to really talk about it this week. I'll talk about it more next week. But I got this from the fantastic Rob at Stealth and David. They sent it to me because we talked about it on the show, and Brandon was aware that we'd spoken about it on the show. Brandon at Evolve. And,
yeah, a lot of the big players watch this show.
Oh, they do. And Brandon wanted me to give it a go and see what I think. So I've been vaping it since Tuesday. It's got 50/50 in it. That's one of the things they asked for, which is fine. They ran through a few of the things they wanted me to do so that it was a kind of fair, which is fine. One of the things was 50/50 liquid. I said I was using 50 milligram. They said it was mad and I might shit myself. I didn't. It's fine. And yes, it's 50/50, and they just like how to fill it up. Oh, it has this.
Does Brandon from Evolve FaceTime every single person that purchases one?
No, he passed it on. He passed it on to Rob and David, and they asked that, and then they passed on everything he said to do.
Okay.
So it's little
so you got
things.
You got a cheat sheet.
I got a cheat sheet. One of the cheat sheet things is that unlike every pod ever made that I can think of, it doesn't recycle condensation from the inside of the atomizer.
What are you talking about?
So, every pod ever, every atomizer recycles condensation, which is kind of a problem. On the inside of the atomizer, it goes in the chamber. It goes splat on the side.
Yeah.
And then that eventually goes and drips down onto the coil. And then you end up with. That's kind of what fucks up the coil. Really, it's kind of double burning liquid over the moon hundreds of times. Every time you do it, it gets. And then hits.
So how does that not do that?
It chucks it out, which is kind of it's like a semi issue, which is one of the tips, which is to double check that there's that the bottom of the tank isn't damp, and the inside of here, where the pod goes, isn't damp, so it doesn't affect the temperature control. It has a few groovy things. The thing that I think most people know about is that it is, well, I think most people think it's expensive, but we'll get into that next week.
It's a rip-off.
Yeah.
It's not a rip-off, it just is what it is.
The harder you pull on it, the more wattage it gives you. So the idea is if you pull it like a cigarette, it'll give you 14 watts, and if you don't, it'll give you 5. So I do like a light one. And a hard one. There's a bit more. There's a bit more. You can see it more on camera than you can in real life. That's it for now. And in that is lemon crack at 50 milligrams. And then I have got crack currant in the Dwarf. It's not spelled right. Dwarf 22 on top of the mix. That's 50 milligram, obviously. That's going along a treat too. Our squonk man in situ, Dave. What are you vaping and what are you drinking? I'm quite intrigued at the drinking thing. I've seen a bottle, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, me too, because apparently my cup of tea that I normally have isn't suitable. So
not for this show.
Bit of Doombar, personal favourite, and then
Doombar's your personal favourite.
No, it's one of them, mate. I've not had a drink in about a year.
That's good. That's when Doombar tastes its best. When you haven't had a drink in a year.
I think it's from.
Mate, to be fair, normally it's a cup of tea at 9 o'clock on a Thursday. So
it is from down south. It's Cornish, isn't it?
Cornwall. Yeah.
Yeah. It's made by Sharps. That's how you know it's shit.
And then obviously it's on the pumps. It's on the pumps round here, though.
Yeah, it's on the pumps round here. That's where I leave it. Do you want some? No. No, I don't. Sorry, and the other thing you've got is punk.
Yes, punk. Everyone loves a bit of punk, don't they? So
Yeah,
I think
that'll taste amazing after that.
exactly.
I think it's become like generic hit now. A lot of people are moaning now because it doesn't taste the same as it used to taste. I think it's fine.
And then obviously everyone knows me for UK Squonkers, so EDL with a bit of Cheeky's Frozen in it. And then SVB Seraphet.
I like the fact that dog's getting in on it now as well.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
It's all right.
Hellfire Sabre with some Cannoli B. Graham in it.
Awesome.
And then another SVB Sabre with Cactus Zing.
What was the Atty on the SVB?
Both sabres.
Oh right, okay.
You're a fan of the Sabre.
Yeah, it just works for me. And being a bit busy at the moment, I like things that I know I can put the coil in and just already know what I have to do. I don't have to fiddle with it. So
I think that's become. I will say,
looks
I think
like
that's
a hobo.
become.
Do you remember the hobo?
Yeah. I think it's become absolutely huge this year. Like people are picking up what works. Like whatever it was before, it's just going. I don't care.
Yeah, priorities in it.
The things that fucking work.
No, exactly. I mean, I back a PC coil in these, and they're good to go.
Yeah, and it's not like we're fighting back new releases. There's been some of the big guys doing their best. Richard, what are you vaping? What are you drinking? I know you're drinking Budweiser, but I don't know why you're doing it.
It's King of Beers.
It's not.
It's King of Beers.
You look at that. You're taking the piss out of Doombar. He wins. He beat you with Doombar.
I sometimes do have Doombar because there's not much choice if you go to the Yorkshire Cricket Ground, Headingley. They have very limited choice beer-wise, and Doombar's on there. I don't hate it.
I have Doombar if I'm going to see my father-in-law.
Yeah.
And then I go like that. Oh, no. Yeah, no, I like that. Do you want another one? No. I'm all right.
So, yeah, the Budweiser.
What, have you got anything else?
Yeah. I've got this.
Show that. Oh, for fuck's sake.
And then this might be a long show. Screw cap. Why haven't screw caps taken off? Why is
it's good with buzz. You can just put it back on and leave it.
But why hasn't that not taken off industry wide?
Is it? Do you mean it's the
twist?
It's the ones that the ones that are just like our ones where we go like that.
Yeah.
The American screw top is what you mean. You can't put it back on.
No.
Yeah. No, I don't know. That was a long way around, wasn't it?
But why? It's a bit like automatic transmission.
Why the fuck do they keep making stuff in glass though? Let me tell you that. Stop making beers in glass.
You can get it in cans. Do you know what? I bought these. It was a crazy deal. It was like £9 for 16 or something, or 18. It was like a special promotional thing at the supermarket.
If they'd given me £9, I'd have left it there, man.
I grabbed it, and I'm pushing it out, and I went, "Oh, it's glass." It just, I knew it was glass bottles. It wasn't falsely marked. It's just that and I just thought, I'm going to have 16 bottles to get rid of.
My whole point is, right, I could come home with a crate of like anything, and because a couple of times in their local co-op, they've knocked a really nice beer down to like £1 or something stupid, and I've come home. Honestly, the only thing I would get in trouble for is if it was glass.
Yeah.
Like, my wife couldn't give a shit. I could be drunk off my arse at 4:30. If it was on offer, she'd high-five me. If it's in glass, first thing is, you're knob. Yeah. You've got to go down to the fucking bottle bank now. Otherwise, you've got to live with all that glass.
Yeah, it's crap. It is crap. It's a pain. But that's that. Vaping on the new K-Fun, as shown before. I thought I'd stick it on a Hexo, just old school vibe.
It's still a cracking.
Yeah.
Mod. It looks great.
Got the old sticker on as well. We never sorted out new vinyls, did we?
No, it's a slight issue. We'll sort out new stickers. We can. I've got a plotter now. I've got a plotter like I can use now, so we can do.
So yeah, that's on there. We'll talk about that a bit more later. But it's it's the new K-Fun. It's a thing. Also, I've got some of Rick's juice. Oh, it was Nata in the K-Fun.
Good man.
Got the Fours RDA on top of the Gaia with Rick's juice, and then the Reva, the DNA one from Dovpo, with the Squape on top as well.
They're a similar duo, aren't they?
Cannoli in there. Not for me because I always like my Squapes at 25-30 watts. And
No. I meant the mods, not the what you were vaping.
Oh yeah, these two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of inspired off each other.
Yeah, there is a bit of that.
I was Lockmocker. What was on top?
In Birmingham, the bin men get the glass.
Did they?
McBlizzard in chat.
Lucky.
Lucky.
Trying to flick off his microphone and going like, Mum, the glass.
I'll bring it round, Mick.
I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that exactly too. They do it in Milton Keynes as well. My mum's got 4 bins, not 3.
That's
because they started it.
Yeah,
they started the revolution. These
Yeah,
the new cities did, Birmingham and Milton Keynes and all those. Everyone else.
Yeah, it's brand new Birmingham, isn't it?
Well, it's new. It's newish. I mean, look at the state of it.
It was about 3,000 years old, but yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing. That's an actual thing. So all that is good. What colour's your bin? What colour's your bin?
We've got brown, black, and blue.
Is black general?
Yes. It's only the lids. They're all the same colour. It's just the lids.
Oh, that's crazy talk.
Yes, well, we only have 2 bins. We've got
2.
Green,
you can get a gardening one if you want.
Oh yeah, we've got a garden one. That's the difference. Brown.
That's the brown, is it?
Yeah, you have to pay for them.
Yeah, excellent.
We live in the middle of nowhere. I got to put stuff in there somewhere, don't I?
You need a compost heap.
Fuck off! I ain't got room. Let's chuck it in there.
Well, we're not living proper country life then.
Well, yeah, but that goes into like an industrial compost. So I'm saving the planet, thanks, by getting it picked up by a truck that's run on diesel and then thrown in the ground.
Yep, it just goes in with the general.
I do remember the local paper. There's a really good story one day, and there was a bloke at the recycling plant holding up a dead snake. It just said no dead animals in the brown bin, and I thought, I mean, if you were gun to your head, where are you putting it? You're going to put it in the brown bin.
It's not recyclable, is it?
No, that's composting, isn't it? Bit of dead snake, chuck it in there.
It would compost. What's the problem?
Just knocking on the door and go, excuse me, do you know the snake?
At that point, you just go, Clive, what's happened? What's happened?
Just an amazing.
It wasn't a condom, was it?
That's good. Just to huff it in the bin. I had an ex-girlfriend of mine, and
that's what I've said to Sarah. I said I'm going to try and die on a Monday because bin day's Tuesday.
Perfect. An ex-girlfriend of mine. Her family had I can never remember what they're called. Is it cockatiel? The little budgie thing with rosy cheeks and a fan on its head. And it used to whistle. Pop goes the weasel, but only get halfway. So irritating. It used to get and then stop dead. Right.
What? So you felt you had to finish it yourself?
No. One week we went round and it got a cough like an old man. It's like.
Was it just putting it on?
No. And my ex's mum, my ex said. Do you think that bird's going to be all right? I said, you ever heard a bird cough? I don't think it is. We went back the next week and the cage was empty. And my ex said, what happened to Spike? She went, he passed away on Tuesday. And she said, oh my God. What did you do with him? She went, I chucked it on the fire. They'd had that bird 20 years. Just lean in, throw it in the fire. Just underarm it straight in.
That's all right. At least they didn't put it in the brown bin, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't like
they should have a bit of badminton in the garden. That'd have been good, wouldn't it?
It would work for that. It would work for that
until it wore out.
Right, good. What's in the news, John?
In the news, we've got stuff ready. It's all bad. No, it's not that bad. Healthline is the first headline. Have you got? Are you projecting them anymore? I'm not doing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Young adults have cut back on vaping during COVID-19, and here's why. A new survey indicates that 2/3 of teens and young adults have reduced their e-cigarettes or quit altogether during the COVID-19 pandemic. The young people surveyed said that the lack of access to stores that sell vaping products was the main reason. I mean, that's the end of the article, really, but fair enough. Experts add that closer parental supervision during pandemic lockdowns, as well as concerns about overall health, have also been factors. You all right, man? I'm just going to drink some Mad Dog 2020 with some of my mates on Zoom. No, you're fucking not. We're going on 2020. Having more time on their hands during the COVID-19 pandemic hasn't resulted in more young people taking up e-cigarettes in 2020. If anything, it's caused more of them to cut back or even quit, according to the new study. It's basically bollocks. More than 2/3 of teens and young adult e-cigarette users in the United States have reduced their use during COVID-19 lockdown. They did bad flavours in shitloads of states this year, closed shops. But yeah, fair enough. Researchers say that 18% of those surveyed had increased their nicotine use. 8% used cannabis more, and 7% switched to either smoking products during the spring when much of the country was shutting down as a response to COVID-19. I can't get out of the house for a vape. What are you going to do? I smoke. Where are you going to get them from? Shop. Fair enough. The study surveyed 4,351 people from the age of 13 to 24 between May the 6th and 14th, but they only published it the other day. Exciting news from America land. It was just a non-article, but I thought it was worth doing. Vaping Post is about British American tobacco, but I quite like the way they've done this, Vaping Post.
Okay.
I thought BAT had paid them, but it becomes apparent they haven't. British American Tobacco launches vapeexplain.com to educate the public on vaping. It's kind of not true. This is an article from 2 days ago, but I actually spoke about this website in March or April of this year, so that isn't true. British American Tobacco, the tobacco giant that owns vape brands like Views. You know, you guys, you're mad on the Views, aren't you? Views and Vape have launched a brand new website to educate consumers on vaping and to address the increase in demand for smoke-free tobacco products like vapes. The website is called vapeexplained.com. BAT is committed, this is their spokesman, is committed to building a better tomorrow by reducing the health impact of our business. Kingsley Wheaton, the Chief Executive Marketing Officer, said, "We have set ourselves a target of having 50 million users of non-combustible products by 2030. A lofty goal indeed, coming from a company that continues to produce the most deadly product ever created." That was the next paragraph. I thought it was quite good. Quite enjoyed that. To achieve this ambition, we must ensure adult consumers have access to facts about the potential reduced risk alternatives available to them. VapeExplained.com is where smokers and vapers can find a clear and simple fact-based information from a well-known source. Don't forget who they're on the board for as well, by the way. I hope this helps to make more informed decisions about vaping. Philip Morris International has taken the lead for a smoke-free future. That was in inverted commas, setting a market trend among other tobacco firms like BAT, Japan Tobacco, Altrina, and China Tobacco. Don't forget, they're all members of a massive vaping advocate group in the UK. Vaping Post isn't affiliated with the British American Tobacco and many tobacco companies mentioned in this article in any way. The author of this article has previously accepted a funding grant, but that's about it, but it wasn't from them. I thought it was quite good to point out that you're still selling cigarettes. You can say whatever you want, but you're still selling packs.
Yeah.
Which is slightly ludicrous.
Their excuse to that has always been that it's funding the way forward, isn't it? They that's what pays them to change the future.
Yeah, every person.
Because they're hemorrhaging cash on the vapes.
Yeah, well, UK VIA, all the people I mentioned, Japan Tobacco, China Tobacco, Philip Morris, they've all got members on the board. BAT, UK VIA, for you, in case you wonder. I don't know if you had any dealings with any of the advocacy groups. They've been so silent, Dave, throughout this whole pandemic. And I think if you're paying what is essentially union fees, you'd be furious.
100%.
You yourself work in retail, and I don't know what they've decided, but I mean, there's a big news article today, which is Boxing Day. I think is it Tesco and Asda? No, Asda have called off Boxing Day, haven't they? They said,
yeah.
Was it one of the toy shops? Is like, nope, we're not going to open. No one fucking cares. They didn't go before. They're not going now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but the toy shops that have made a big deal about it haven't opened on any holiday because it's owned by a big bloody Christian guy anyway.
It's a really, really weird. I can't remember who it is. I'm trying to find out who it is.
The Entertainer.
The Entertainer, that's it. Yeah. A shop popular in about 2003. That's quite a weird thing to say.
No, it's really popular, the Entertainer.
Is it?
Yeah, does really well.
Not really near. Who else is not opening on Boxing Day? Just go retail for you.
A supermarket's not opening.
No, Asda's shut. They're giving their staff the day off as a thank you, but they're still going to pay them their dividend. It's pretty cool.
Are they going to pay the dividend this year, Asda?
Morrison's.
That's interesting.
Is Morrison's shutting too?
Apparently.
Wow.
Sainsbury's and Tesco's have yet to. They've said they're going to stay open, haven't they?
If you actually ask the staff, they'd probably rather work.
The problem is there's no incentive for that. No, but they don't pay the staff anymore. They use it as a normal working day, especially this year because it's on a Saturday. Yeah.
I used to work in retail years ago, and we used to get quadruple pay on Christmas Day, and we used to get triple on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Before I was like me, not to get too personal, Dave, but it's like that thing. As soon as you get salaried, it's the moment you go, yeah, suck my penis, am I coming in? No. When I was on an hourly, I'd be in. For triple, I'm in. For salary, fuck off, am I coming in? Which is exactly what they expect. I used to go in on Christmas Day just to show solidarity, but really it was because I didn't want to get involved with anything on Christmas morning. Ever, anywhere. No, love, I got to go to work. I'm just going to work and watch episodes of Cheers in my office because I didn't want to do anything. But yeah, quadruple pay, triple pay. Christmas Eve was always the dick because it's not a bank holiday, so you didn't get paid. And then you get triple on New Year's Day, but they don't pay.
No, not a penny, mate. I'm working all of it, so.
I'd have taken it as well. I used to quadruple when I was on the hourly. Fucking done. It's like a week's wages.
Sainsbury's used to pay time and
19 years old.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Sad old shit. I see young people saying stuff today, like on social media, and I think, yeah, it didn't used to be like that. Sorry.
No.
That's when we start paying you sick pay, you lazy bastards. Let's go for the Daily Mail because they've got a fantastic article. It's very good. This is really good as well. See if you can see the mistake. The Daily Mail. You know it's going to be quality. Vaping raises lung disease risks by more than 40%. Study finds young e-cigarette users face higher risks of asthma, chronic bronchitis, and COPD. We know we're going to get some good stuff. Boston University researchers found that even among vapers who don't smoke, risks of lung diseases are 43% higher for current e-cigarette users. That is, don't smoke now, by the way. Current vapers are 34% more at risk from chronic bronchitis and 69% more likely to develop emphysema than non-users. Vapers face 57% higher risk of COPD. These are very exact figures, so you know it's going to be quality. Life-threatening lung condition that affects heavy smokers. Let's hear what they say. A new study from Boston University is among the first to establish that vaping alone could raise risks of respiratory problems. E-cigarettes have been advertised by companies such as Juul as an alternative to smoking, but because the products are relatively new to the market, gaining massive popularity in the last several years, it has been difficult to say for sure if the products are linked to long-term health problems. Let's see if they can. The new study offers only hints What? Whoa! Not hints, because we got an exact figure, 57%. But don't forget that. The news is early hints of the answer. Public health officials assumed and parents feared. No, vaping is not without risks. Researchers found higher risks of emphysema, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and chronic bronchitis among people who started vaping as young adults, were entering their middle age. What? Ow. They got a time machine. It's really good. I'd have shown off more. I'd have brought back a laser. The researchers also separated people who had used other tobacco and marijuana products that might raise their risks for respiratory problems, with or without the addition of e-cigarette users. Findings from the study published on Tuesday were based on a group of 21,618 adults recruited in 2013 and continued through 2018. It's weird. They were young adults in 2013. And now they're middle-aged men and women. I understand. More than 5,000 of them, or 11.6% of the overall group, were former e-cigarette users. And 5.2% were current users at the time they were recruited. Basically, it's the weirdest thing. I might actually put the study on the group. There's no information in it at all. It's absolute bollocks. That it's basically a guess. No, it doesn't make any sense at all. I don't even understand how it works.
How are they deciding that? How are they working this out?
They talk to them. In absence of cigarette smoking, people who were former vapers were at a 1% higher risk of developing respiratory diseases, and people who still vape were 43% higher risk.
Yeah, but what? How are they assessing the lungs of vapers?
No.
Are they looking at vapers that have died?
No.
Just bullshit.
It's literally just bullshit. You do wonder who paid for this. It's the strangest thing. COPD, I mean, is an awful condition, obviously, but you know, it's like the very late 60s, early 70s, up to 90 or whatever. But to say that you're 40, to be
loads
close,
of people in
41%.
this, loads of people watching this, loads of people in the chat they've had tests at the doctors, they've had screening since turning to vaping, and
Yes.
they've had massive
huge
massive improvements in their lungs. So it seems baseless.
It's absolutely baseless. Well, the way we normally in the UK we test it. One of the tests to see if you're smoking is whether you've got carbon monoxide. It was quite a good one, and then lung capacity, which we've seen people who've been tested 5 years ago for their job and have been retested. Somebody, I can't remember who it is. If you're in chat, let us know. I know somebody who's got COPD, who's in the group whose COPD has been improved or leveled off by vape, by quitting.
That's strange.
Asthma certainly improved by not doing it. It's such a stupid article.
It just, if you're going to do a piece of research like that, then you need to lay out exactly how you did it and how you came to these numbers, really.
But they've never done that, have they?
No.
A couple of times they have, and then we've all torn it apart because it's bollocks and they've burned it out. I don't even know how they got to where they are. And but I'm going to give you the last article is quite good. I quite liked it. This is Filter Magazine. All my links work today, and now this one's going to be a dick. Filter Mag. This is good. The headline is "My study of providing vapes to unhoused smokers in Ireland." I really, really like this. While I was volunteering, this is the article, while I was volunteering at an Irish homelessness service called Dublin Simon Community a couple of years ago, I helped work on their harm reduction policy. One day a staff member said, "What about tobacco and smoking?" That led me down a rabbit hole which changed the way I thought about the issue. I eventually applied for a tobacco harm reduction grant and conducted a small study looking at the challenges, opportunities and efficiency of tobacco harm reduction in the very supported temporary accommodation service in Dublin, where the staff members had asked the question. The study, which was run by the Waterford Institute of Technology and Schools and School of Health Services, was recently published. Tobacco smoking is widely overlooked when we consider substance use supports for people experiencing homelessness. Firstly, as with alcohol, people often don't consider tobacco as a drug or smoking it as a form of drug use. Secondly, unlike mainstream society, tobacco smoking is normalised in many contexts around homelessness. A majority of unhoused people smoke. Thirdly, there exists a nihilistic belief that helping a homeless person with their smoking is often a losing battle, or not one that would increase, or one that would increase stress and impede their other efforts, such as reduced abstaining. And what they did was give people vapes over a 3-month period to see how it worked for them. I'm going to jump to the end.
So it seems really random. Like, it's not the biggest problem, is it?
It's a really great...
Give them a bed.
No. They've already given them a bed.
Ah.
They've already given them a bed. This is temporary accommodation.
Okay.
When to be the liberal tosser that I am, when I first started vaping, I actually worked at a soup kitchen in Ipswich, and I was asked a lot about vaping at the time. A lot of people just asking to have a go, and there's been this is not a new thing. It has been tried a lot around the world, especially with exchange programs where people are handing in empty pods and getting full pods. I think it's a really, really good idea. I'm going to go through the results. They put the plan into practice. As one participant said of their willingness to participate, I must have spent a fortune on cigarettes. When I got the chance of getting a vape, I jumped at it. Every week during the study period between March and June 2019, I would arrive at STA.
Spare cash, don't they?
With a bag of e-liquid parts and devices, ready to meet anyone who wanted to meet.
No
I
mortgage.
Distributed new bottles of e-liquid,
No tax.
replaced parts, and discussed life and smoking. Of the different flavours we made available, most participants preferred fruit or tobacco, with menthol less popular. One person said he didn't think the tobacco flavour hit the G spot at the back of my throat. He must have been very popular. We tried a range of strengths and various tobacco flavours with no luck. But it was really, I just think it's a really good idea. If it's
giving smokers vapes in any context is a good idea.
Exactly.
Of course it is. Every single person, all three of us have helped someone quit.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's, but I think that's the smart bit of that is they're in a place. They're in a place to bring them back already. They're in a transition of trying to be helped, and so it's one of many things that will help them. So it's great.
Yeah, especially if you're already looking at somebody and trying to help them, trying to get them off alcohol and trying to get off something, and you can reduce their need to get money. I think that helps a lot. You do just think, just throw the fucking stuff at them.
Yeah.
I mean, what's a fucking pack of fags? I don't even know. 10 quid for shit fags?
10 quid these days, yeah.
So if we can take that, if we can save somebody trying to get £70 a week, I don't see any.
How much is a can of special brew?
I don't even know. I've never even tasted it. Ever. I think
Can't be
2,
great,
3 quid? No idea.
Can't be that much.
I sent it back. We got it sent. One of my stores that I used to run, they sent it because we were supposed to stock it, and I sent it back. I don't understand what we were trying to do. Attract fucking what were we trying to attract with that shit?
My hairdresser as a child drank it.
As a child drank it?
No, he was.
Oh,
I was
right.
a child. He was my hairdresser, and he drank it.
While he was doing
he wasn't even homeless. That was just the beer of choice for him.
My hairdresser when I was a kid.
He was a terrible hairdresser.
Exactly. As a kid, you used to walk in and there was like a fog of smoke, and then my mum, I remember somebody said, "Oh, who cut John's hair?" And my mum said, "Oh, we always go to barbers. There's that chap. He's there. He'll live like he's a bricklayer Monday to Friday, but he cuts hair at the weekend." He doesn't. I mean, I got a step when they were in like, I don't know, 1989. I cried all the way home every time I saw it. Every time I saw a reflection of my head with any reflective surface. Just,
this hairdresser's, it was called Alan's, right? And all day he was cutting hair and drinking special brew.
Good man.
All day, right? And he went into partnership with the lady that cut hair in there. They must have decided to become partners. So it was Alan and Tracy's, it became. Right? And Tracy said, "You can't drink special brew in front of customers all day anymore. That's one of the rules of the partnership." And he went, "Yeah, fine." And I remember going there, and it was like really weird that he had like a can of Coke instead. He had a can of Coke, but then halfway through cutting the hair, his can of Coke ran out, so he went into the kitchen. You could see into the kitchen. He literally winked at me while pouring the special brew into the Coke. Amazing. He was really, really nice bloke.
That's really, really good. Yeah. I really like that.
And he had long hair. That was like a trademark, wasn't it, of a proper male hairdresser in that era. They always had. They always didn't cut hair themselves. Their own hair.
I think mine had a mullet. But mine was the thing I remember the most about hairdressers was the sort of pillar shaped ashtray that was like in front of the bench that people sat on. Do you know what I mean?
Showing our age here, mate.
I know. It was like a pillar-shaped thing with a thing on the top, and just. I think he used to smoke and cut my hair at the same time. I can't remember. It was the worst fucking haircut anyone. I don't think he could see it. There was so much smoke in there as well.
Is that all the news?
Yeah, that's all the news.
That's all the news. Ooh, let's talk to Dave. Hit him with the standard questions, John.
Oh, Jimmy Jeff says, by the way, that it's only special brew is only 7.5% now. Let down.
Better for the old
right, Dave. We're going to do the normal generic questions. How long do you smoke for before you quit? Assuming you have quit. We don't know.
I smoked for, I was 16 when I started, gave up 7 years ago, so about 12, 13 years.
Part-time. Fair enough.
I know.
So you've been vaping for 7 years?
I have. Fell off the wagon for about 3-4 months, but...
Oh, did you? It. When was that?
Yeah, when I got married.
You
vaped?
Was she a smoker?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
So what, you vaped, got married, and then...
Started smoking.
Yeah. So when I don't even know when that was.
That was, 4 years ago?
I fucking hell, didn't know that. So that's all right. I don't count. So you've vaped 7 years. What was the thing what was the device that stopped you smoking?
It was a MVP2.
Oh, so brilliant!
I was quite lucky when I started. I had the UKV forum and the start of the Facebook groups, and then people like Todd and Bonner as well.
Yeah.
So I kind of started with that. I didn't have any of the cigar likes. I didn't have any of the egos.
What was your username on? What was your username on UKV?
Do you know what? I can't even remember. I think it was literally Dave.
Knob Gobbler.
Yeah,
44.
Yeah.
Cool. What was the smoke? What was your actual cigarette though? What was your tipple?
Oh yeah, good.
It was anything. At one time it was B&H Silver, just because of the old pokey pack. You know.
When it first came out. Yeah, couldn't not do it. Couldn't not get that pushy pack.
Someone asked for a cigarette. We gave them one from that. So the B&H Silver used to push the side of the pack and it'd slide out rather than flipping up.
Out rather than open.
Oh, that's cool. I never saw that ever.
Yeah. It was like a little drawer of cigarettes. I hated. I'm a Benson Gold man, and they just all B&H Silver were just rebranded Sovereign Light, weren't they? So none of the Benson smokers wanted them. But just the pack was awesome though.
Oh, 100%.
So I'm going to say you're a Marlboro Light as well, like Richard.
Marlboro Light, B&H Silver, yeah, anything like that.
Yeah. What was the flavour that stopped you?
Red Astaire.
Yes.
That's quite a popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very of that era as well.
I tried a lot of liquids at the time, and it was red that stopped me.
Yeah.
But now, can't touch it.
No.
Yeah, it's dreadful. But some people still love it. Big Chris. Big Chris, loves Red Astaire. He likes two things: Red Astaire and I think it's crack or
biscuits.
Mojito. Yeah. No, he doesn't anymore. He stopped eating biscuits.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
That was my favourite quote from Chris. He had his so I do this big. Anybody who doesn't know Chris? I'm trying to think of the mods. What mods?
Chris Scott mods. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Chris Scott mods. Sorry, Chris Scott. He was asked. He lost a lot of weight after having a gastric band, or he took stomach reduction surgery, and he was asked if he'd go back in and do a talk to possible future patients. And I was talking to him on the phone, and he went, I said, well, they would just get the brimming right. No, I said, I don't really want to do that. And they said, well, why not? You could be really inspirational. And he said, no, I don't think I'm really good because I don't really understand. I just, I got so fat that I had to have my stomach reduced. I don't really think it's that inspirational. And I just thought, awesome. So your reviewers that got you to quit. So you're going with Bonner and the Toddlington himself?
It was those two guys. So
they did. I'm exactly the same. First person I found was Bonner. I started watching Bonner before I started vaping. Like I just watched the things and think so many times as well. I watched him do a build and just thought, I'll never do that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even. Like, it's impossible that I'd be able to do that. I wish I could. And Mark, less so. I could probably do that. I don't know if I want to, but I probably could. But they've just...
in that era, you couldn't actually tell what Mark was doing.
To be fair, in this era, you can't tell what Mark's doing.
But just two...
His new lives are legendary.
Just two amenable blokes who I could understand, and his language that I could understand.
That's the key to it. That's the key.
Yeah, they weren't shoving it
down. They were two normal guys. You felt like they were literally two guys off the street like you, and they were just saying it how it was. And that was the big thing. I spent hours like you doing research. What do I want? I didn't want to just go in and buy an ego like everyone else. I wanted to find something that would actually help me.
Yeah, and watching back, do you know, I've said this I've actually, because I've known Scott now for quite a few years as a mate, and I've said to him before, I used to feel personally insulted if you looked at the comments and somebody had said, when he had his old teeth, and somebody said, oh yeah, fucking your teeth. And I think, yeah, go on then, mate, fucking come outside, you cunt, I'll smash your face in. Take the piss out of him. You just feel instant ownership over these people. I remember the first time Mark spoke to me. I'm sure you must have had this when you've been at an event or something like that, because you've spoken to Mark at stuff.
Yeah.
And the first time he speaks to you, and you go, "Huh? Mark speaking to me."
Yeah, 100%. It was Hall of Vape in Stuttgart. I was walking through the Modders Gallery with Chris Jackson, obviously admins a lot of the UK groups. Mark's doing his video bit, and he literally stopped and said hello, called us reprobates, and I was like, bloody hell, it's Todd.
We know each other because the first time I ever met you or knew you was you won a raffle prize at Vape Fest.
Yes, and I won like 3 years straight, and I was on crutches.
You were on crutches the first year, yeah.
I remember that.
And I was mean. Yeah. And then I did it again. Yeah.
I think you did it at IVM as well, to be fair.
Yeah, but I already knew you then. Yeah. But I didn't know you for the first year. I didn't know you at all. And it's and the other thing is, you think like it didn't really matter. Like, I wasn't really thinking, is the crowd with me? Because they already fucking hated me. So you being on crutches, I was like, I can't really lose. I don't really care. I was never that bothered anyway, or anybody thought. And then I saw a guy on crutches. I thought, should you? Yeah, fair enough. Fair game. Yeah. I went for it. And then it turns out, because you're from your hometown, are you Gosport or Portsmouth?
Gosport.
You're Gosport. And Paula, my sister-in-law through adoption, is Portsmouth too. Is Gosport too. And I've been there and been drunk. Richard, you're going to have to ask a couple of questions because my screen's just gone for no reason. Weird. I'll be back.
All right. What I was going to say is most people probably know you nowadays from UK Squonkers.
Yeah, UKS or SVB, most of it.
Yeah. What's your take on the squonking? What's your take on squonking as it's sat now? Because obviously it was the thing for like maybe all of 2018, 2019.
Yeah,
it was like beyond crazy. It just become the thing, hadn't it? And
exactly.
UK Squonkers was insane then, wasn't it? It was like new thread constantly, new items constantly. But it's definitely not gone away, but it's really chilled out, hasn't it now? The squonking scene.
Definitely. I mean, I think it's probably had a better effect for the scene, in all honesty. I mean, when squonking first kind of hit the scene, UKS launched like 2015. Everyone said it wouldn't take off. And then kind of everyone started getting on board. We've all been through that. I think the big hype with squonking was things like when the Pico Squeeze came out.
Yeah.
That mod it transformed. I mean, if the Pico Squeeze had been out years before, I don't think any of us would have chased anything else.
No, and the other thing is that these things naturally go in cycles, because I remember the lull before the peak in 1819, and we're almost waiting now for the next one, which is going to be is inevitable. Now we know it just comes back. Like side by sides are back right now.
Yeah.
Tanks are doing quite well at the moment.
Yeah.
And like early last year, nobody wanted a fucking tank for shit.
No.
Anything.
Exactly. MTL disappeared for years, and then all of a sudden 2 years ago started coming back with a vengeance. I think that's where squonking's taken a back seat, because since the direct atomizers came out, which helped transform squonking, the MTL side took the backside because no one was producing those atomizers anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you had people like Hellfire that used to produce the top line MTL atomizers for squonking, and just everyone took that back seat.
Yeah.
And then MTL came back, and it was the tank guys that were there ready and waiting.
Yeah.
So, but everything goes in cycles for this. We know that.
If you would say, like, if you did a hand check tonight on UK Squonkers, a year ago it would be everything, wouldn't it? It'd just be any manner of Squonkers, stab ones, mainstream ones, millions, literally 100 different RDAs you could get on that thread. But if you did one today, would it be much more set? As everyone sort of come to a consensus now on the most reliable Squonker and the most reliable RDAs?
Definitely not. They have not.
I see a lot of Hakus on Squonkers all the time.
Yeah.
For example. So that's obviously survived the cull, if you like.
Certain things will always stand the test, won't they? Hellfire, the stuff from Haku.
I don't think Hellfire's even had a dip in the second-hand value. Like if I pull the UFO out of my pocket now,
RRP.
I just get RRP for it. Yeah. It's crazy. I will just say we've got a question from chat from Stuart Drummond, and it's a classic. One setup, you're only allowed. You're a desert island. One setup, one juice. Where are you going, Paul?
So it would be an SVB. Everyone knows the quality of Nigel's mods. They're built like bricks. So it would be my SVBF. It would be the Hellfire Saber, which is why I run 2 of them at the moment, because it just works for me. I can dial it down if I want something tighter, or I can have it quite loose for that more restricted lung hit for me, which is kind of where I keep them at. The one juice is harder. If I was pressed, it'd be Cactus. Probably Cactus Sting from Mr. Selby. I love a bit of the Cactus, to be fair.
It's that Cactus is one of those things. If you've got it in, if it's one, like I can, like when I've got loads of local customers for Cactus as well. And if you try it and you're one of those people who like it, that's it.
Yeah.
It's over. But I totally get why you don't. Like I've had like 10, like not that many, like 2 in 10 who just go, nah. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. That's okay.
Can't describe it either.
Yeah, it's impossible. I don't bother. It's just totally impossible.
No.
Someone say what it tastes like. Fucking try it. I really don't know what to say. Because
I saw you hand checking it for months, and I was just like, no. Yeah. It's one of those juices I think everyone should try. If you like fruity vapes, I think it's there.
The first person
you can't describe it to someone. That's the problem.
No. Simon Sawyer gave it to me, and he said, "My mate Mark makes this. This was at Vape Fest, and everyone was giving me bottles and bottles and bottles of liquid." And Richard would say the same thing. It takes you months to even get close to even trying them, and it was about 6 weeks after Vape Fest. Oh, I don't know why, but I just thought, I'll put it in something just to please him. And I took a drag, and I was like, Jesus fuck me, this fucking guy's hit something. And I don't know if he knows that he's hit this thing. And it was mad. Like, I talked to Mark all the time, and it's like Mark White though as well.
Yeah. The crack,
Lemon crack, or crack current, all that. Everyone thinks they can do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. Like, it's so difficult to get that perfect. And some people, I can't, but then I can't. I'm aware that my taste ability is clearly not up to theirs. And I'm fine with that, it's fine.
Thing is with Mark, though, he went through the stage of making his own menthol base, didn't he? Yeah. And that's why it can never be replicated. You just can't do it. It's
impossible. It's like, but then Cactus, it's like nobody. I make sure that I know that it's perfectly safe, but I don't know too much about anything, so that I can't. So it's not my fault if it all goes shit, all goes tits up, and I do that with everybody. So I know exactly all the components that are in it, so I know it's perfectly safe, and I know it's legally safe. And when Mark, both the Marks, they're something else. Like, they're ridiculous.
Both the guys are.
And they both. The other thing is, the key to all business ever is accepting criticism. Because Selby sent me the first edition of Gin Crack, and it wasn't quite right. And I said to him, finding it really hard to tell the difference between that and Cactus. Yeah. And he went, why, mate, there's a V2. Hold on. And then sent me the V2, and I went, yeah, done. And he went, reet, and then we went. But that's it. It's just it's understanding. It's like when I work with designers, it's the same things. Like when you work with James Blythe, he'll send me a design for something, and you go, it's all right, but can you change that? And it never any theatrics. Just goes, yep, fair enough, and it just moves, and that's what you need from people like that. Should we go new stuff?
Yeah, let's show some new stuff. Okay, right. We'll have to do this in the old style. Yes, we'll have to do this in the old way. I should point out, kind of bizarrely, JP Vapes is in chat, but he's also live streaming as well as being in chat. He's live streaming our show on his channel with him on, reacting to us while watching. So he's kind of just, I mean, if you just want to come on this show, JP, you're more than welcome. You don't have to sort of superimpose yourself on top of our show, but you're more than welcome to do that as well. So the new stuff. Okay, so this is new from Oxford. This is the Arbiter RTA.
We're gonna have to go slow.
Yeah, this is the Arbiter RTA. As far as I know, this is Oxford's first go at their own tank, because up to now all they've ever done is an AIO. So this is their first RTA. It's very kind of intake-esque, you know, with the airflow at the top. It's a single coil, so the airflow goes in the top all the way down into quite a reduced chamber. It's an interesting one. I haven't had a chance to catch any reviews on it, but I really like their AIO, so there's a chance that the RTA is quite good.
I'm intrigued. It does seem very 2018. I will say that.
I thought I'd got a deck picture of it as well, but I haven't. Oh, that's a shame. But basically, it's a reduced single coil jobby. Yeah. So that's it might be quite good, just because their AIO is very, very solid. So I don't know.
Why would you go with red O-rings?
Oh, don't get me started.
It's leak proof is a very bold claim, though.
Yeah, that's simply because the airflow's at the top, so it can flood, but it doesn't flood out.
Yeah.
They've obviously never met a vapor before. You're like, okay, give it to me. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, it can be unvapably flooded, but it technically wouldn't pour out the airflow.
I'm intrigued.
So that's a thing. This has caught the attention of our Ohmies in the group this week. This is the new Nautilus Prime.
I thought I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's an AIO. They already had a Nautilus Prime, so this one is the Nautilus Prime X, I think. And it's bigger with a bigger battery, but it's the same AIO, I believe. And obviously, it's Nautilus coils in there. That's kind of the point.
It looks so much, but like the dinky one. So the left is the AIO, and the right.
On the right, it's
the new mod.
The new mod. But on the left is the new AIO as well.
If it's as good, what was the Aspire one that we all liked for years? Like that was just a weird little sneaky win.
The little pod thing.
It was like a C-frame. You kind of.
Oh yeah. Yes, I know exactly which one you mean, and I can't remember which one it was.
I took that on holiday,
Yeah, great mod, great little mod.
Quite a few times.
I guess it comes down to with this is if you like Nautilus coils, it's a surefire win, isn't it? I think that's so. A lot of people still like.
Get the 0.7 because that's the only day that the quality, the QC are actually at work.
I quite like the leather on gunmetal look as well.
I don't actually mind it, and I fucking hate leather effect, but I don't hate that. I think it's alright. What? Anybody say anything nice for it? But I think it's okay, actually.
Yeah, I think if you're a Nautilus fan, you know what to do. This is new from iJoy. Sigpet Capo.
Plato.
The Plato, yes.
David Childs.
It was. It automatically flipped the screen if you turned it around.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I took it honestly.
No, Mixed got it right. It was the Archon.
No, it wasn't. It was the Plato.
The one I'm thinking of was the C-frame.
I'm thinking of the Plato with the sleeve. I took it on holiday for like 3 years in a row. It was great.
Aspire Archon.
I do.
Yeah, no, I am thinking of the. If I do this. Oh god, well that
go.
Blue and yellow C-frame.
No, I am.
Me and Craig had it on the show for ages.
Rubbish.
Which one are you thinking of then? Aspire.
Plato. Yeah, it was the original AIO.
Oh, yeah. It was the same design, but the AIO version.
Yeah.
That. Oh, yes, I'm old.
Yes, that's the fucker. I took that on holiday. Yeah, 3 years in a row. It's the only thing I could get on with.
But was that Nautilus coils?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I even put the 0.7s in it last time. Wedding anniversary, so that'd have been 4 years ago, and it was just cracking. Yeah. I
think Aspire post pandemic have done really well. They've done really well. The Prime's popular. These side-by-sides really popular. They did that tank and mod kit with no name. People that
got that mix just released, just as the whole thing went to shit. That's just very handy.
Yeah.
Well, it was always going to be good. They finally gave Sunbox some QC, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's check if it works.
Whoa, Sunbox, you don't make it. We'll make it. Don't worry.
You imagine how many problems they have with the prototype. Just send us the prototype. Yeah, it's got to work.
Is this cardboard? Right. So yeah.
What do you think of it? Well, he burnt Jeff's house down, but apart from that, it's a great.
Send it back. We'll get it back to you later. Yeah. So this is new from iJoy. It is I think it's called the Capo or the Sigpet Capo or something like that. It's basically just a big 200 watt regulated device from iJoy.
It's graffiti-fied. It's not that. Actually, I don't find it that offensive.
This will be quite a big deal for proper sub-tank people, and amazingly, haven't thought to put a picture up themselves. So I'm pinching Mike Vape's picture here, but it's the Crown V5. The Crown has consistently been the best sub-tank on the market, year by year, and the V5, I haven't got it myself, but I'm sure it's fantastic. The V4 was excellent, the V3 was good.
I can't even make a comment on the looks because it's the Crown V5 and people will just go for it. They just will. Yeah.
The
head is
they've always looked a bit crazy, but they've always vaped really well.
Yeah, I can't. That's what I mean. No comment.
Yeah, it's
what's JP Vapes in chat? Deco kit is 20 quid at Flawless, and now the 9th.
Yeah, so I think the Deco kit is the other Aspire release that's just happened. Okay. So that is a bargain. Yes, so that's the Crown V5. Like I say, it will be very, very good. I actually have this. I haven't had a chance to have a proper play with it yet, but this is the Maxus 50 watt from Freemax. The interesting thing about this isn't really the mod, it's actually the tank. This is Freemax's first go at a low wattage tank, or certainly their first go for quite a while. So this is going to be their attempt at a Nautilus killer, if you like. And yeah, so this will be a low wattage tank. Freemax sub-tanks are very, very good as well, so I am quite interested to see how good a 15, 20 watt this turns out to be.
You've got to admit, the vape, when the tank looks like that, the vape's got to be good. Because that is fuck ugly.
They don't need the bubble tank. If they've hit the 15 watts and 20 watts well, you don't need a bubble tank. So they're messed up a bit there. But yeah, as always with them, very interesting looking. This is Aspire as well, and I think this is kind of a limited edition version of an existing piece. But this is a sandstone grey Phoenix. So this is another sort of classy, sort of high-endy looking mod from Aspire, and this one sort of seems to have some sort of special edition finish or something like that.
Okay, again, I thought that was going to look past this.
It's not that bad, is it?
No, I'm okay with that. Yeah. That's all right.
Again, as always with Aspire, I've got no bloody clue. I've never really done anything with Aspire, so I've no.
Is that your own pick?
What do you mean?
Did you? I thought you.
No, I don't. I don't get Aspire stuff. I don't do.
Oh right, okay. I thought it was yours. I actually think that as a promo pick, we've seen so many space-related, horrible backdrop pictures.
Yeah,
it's nice to see something in a normal set.
Yeah, it's just a normal picture. Yeah, I do like it.
Stop fucking doing the space theme.
It looks pretty cool. Another one that I've no idea. This must be a new.
I'm trying to catch up with Dave with the beers. He's pounding him. He's on 3. He's on number 3 already.
I'm just about to start number 3.
The show improves. This has you had beer.
Yeah, this one sent me a picture of his archive. This is a new. This must be a new company, a brand new vape company. So one to keep an eye on. This is eFog. God, your postman comes late. This is the eFog, the eFog Gallop AIO, and I've only sort of decided to throw it in simply because they're a brand new company. Always nice to see a brand new company having a go. I'm sure it will be.
It's like retro versus modern. I'm not actually that against
the black one's not too bad.
No, I don't actually mind the sort of blue. I think it's fine.
Yeah, the blue's okay as well, actually.
Yeah, I'm alright with that.
This one has very much caught the attention of the Shed, Mark Todd's Facebook group. This is the BP Mods Hilt, and I believe, is it 18350? Dave, do you know anything about this one? Is it an 18350 this, or something like that?
I don't know. I can't say I've seen much of it, to be fair.
Yes, this is the BP Mods Hill. I think it's basically a MOSFET.
That's got to be. Yeah,
just a MOSFET.
It's
job
either
with
internal
a battery.
battery.
Yeah.
It's either a lipo or it's got.
I think they do a big one as well with an 18650, and they do this.
It really reminds
one.
Me of something.
It's got a real look to it. BP Mods are doing really well at the moment. But I don't know anything about actually how good this mod is. I do know that Mark Todd has it. And I do know that he's taking it to bits.
If you had a mod, if you were going to say they had to fit in your palm and look like a, do you remember the dingo? That's kind of what.
Oh yeah.
That's what I kind of like dingo.
It's the button that reminds you of the dingo, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It looks like a dingo.
I think it looks quite sweet actually. I think it looks quite sweet. Stick a little caton on there or something.
Dave looks like he's furiously masturbating a sideboard just off the screen.
Oh, I couldn't see. This is a weird looking thing. I'll wait for it to queue up on your screen, John.
Okay.
But I'm very interested to know what you think of the looks of this. This is the Hot Sig What's it called? I've no idea. It's the new one from Hot Sig, and it's really weird looking. A really weird looking AIO.
Whoa, John Knott just said there's two versions, by the way, 18650.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, sorry, 18350. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think that's the
I don't. Again, we're going to go back to. I see the black and the clear are fine. I don't. It's very Ann Summers-esque, isn't it? You could see there being a tickler involved.
Should we do a see-through purple one for the ladies? Yeah.
Let's get it done.
It's basically for if anyone's just literally trying to wrap their head around it. I believe it's kind of like a Voopoo drag, where the tank on top is like a pod tank.
Oh, you can just bung it.
You bang it in. It's on a magnet and.
Oh, so it's not even a 510.
You can't stick an atty on it. I don't believe, unless they've got an adapter. But yeah, I just thought bit crazy looking. It
is, but it's very Ann Summers-esque. As soon as you put it up, I was thinking that reminds me of. Oh no, the rest.
So there's that. Oh, what else we got? Oh, this one is the last one. This is brand new, only announced yesterday or today, I believe. It's the Profile M RTA. So Mr. Just Right 1, who's famously did the Profile RDA and things, which is we found out today is Scott Bonner's only atty.
Is it really?
He vapes the Profile RDA all day, every day. Yeah, and he loves it. So this is an RTA version of that. It's a mesh RTA from so far Mr. Just Right 1, and I think it's a nice looking tank.
How old's that now? 2 years, got to be.
Yeah, it is probably quite old now. But that's an RTA version. That's brand new. That's coming out from Motofo.
I will say,
and it looks a nice tank. Oh, wait, you've clicked something.
Oh no! I just saw there's a picture of Peter Kay and it looked just like Mark Todd. It's really weird. Freaked me out. I thought it was like Mark.
Yeah, but I think it's a nice looking tank. It's like a really short, almost serpent-esque sort of looking little tank. Oh, look, there he is.
Oh, it was Mark. It's not Mark.
But so the way it works is I get an email saying this is new. Do you want to review it? And that's sort of how I was alerted to it. And I was like, oh, God, it looks really nice. Oh, it's mesh. Which sort of triggered me into the Facebook post I did earlier today, which was, does anyone actually really like these mesh atties? What's going on? Because it feels like the supply is way higher than the demand. It doesn't feel like
is
people
it raining? Where's it?
Yeah, it's
somebody
raining here.
Oh, that's what the noise is.
The,
I thought that was the noise that I thought was Dave furiously masturbating a cyborg. I was just here, just like
it's absolutely pounding down against the roof window thing.
Fucking posh bastard. Yeah, the mesh thing. What was the general response on the mesh?
Right, let's queue it up. It just seems like every week there's a new mesh atty. I never see any hand checks of a mesh atty. I never see anyone saying, when's the next mesh atty coming out?
Come on! When's the next bit of mesh coming out? I've never seen anyone sell fucking mesh. Give me that. Give me a piece of crappy steel.
Well, that's one of my many issues with it. I'm trying to find a thing. That's one of my many issues with it. You kind of tied into the coil. It's more like a sub tank. You kind of tied into the mesh that comes with it, and you need to get more packs than that. There's not a universal mesh strip width and height. And
it's not like Rick sells it or Rob sells it
or
the German company makes a really good one. Doesn't exist.
I mean, a lot of them you can use, but there is no actual agreed sort of thing. Emma said she'd never tried one. Fizz says it's a massive waste of metal. John Malcolm said something about North Korea. Martin Cross said old school mesh. There's a little bit of confusion about what I was talking about.
Yeah, that was why I didn't want to get involved.
Yes, new school mesh, no. Colin, who will buy any vape gear, even when I've gone out of my way to spend 2 days making a video to tell you it's shit, will still go and get this thing. He'll try anything. He hasn't even tried a mesh atty yet.
Have you given it a go, Dave? Have you had one?
No, Matt. To me, mesh is still old school. It's Hellfire, it's Jenny's, it's stuff like that. The only mesh I have used the Nautilus coils because my daily driver at work's the twin from EVL.
Yeah,
I love
I
the mesh sub tanks. I love it in sub tanks. It totally works in sub tanks. But rebuilding with it,
it's the ramp up time. It's just nothing.
Yeah.
It just
but
goes
also,
whack.
it's like no matter how much power you put in, it's cold as ice. The vape is so cold, really bizarre. Max De Silva sort of says the same thing about old school. He liked it as a wick.
He still does.
Joseph thinks it's a fad. Keith says it's only good for hernia repair.
It's not. The NHS is trying to pull it out.
Not
Don't
ideal
do
for
that.
Leigh Millen. Is it Leigh Millen? Leigh Millen? He likes it. He likes the Geek Vape mesh coils. So there you go. He likes it. Scotty Bogfor, no. I don't like anything about them.
Blazing Vapes have made a really good point, which you'd think it was simpler, but it's not, which I never even thought of that. Don't do mesh as I have an essential tremor, which means my hands shake too much to handle the strips. I never even thought that.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. Yeah. For a lot of people, they're really easy to rebuild in a way, because you just bend it and just clamp it. But actually, the strips are so thin and so easy, you can easily just crumple them. It's surprisingly easy, yet on the other hand, so flimsy and tricky and fiddly.
It's the old school part of it for me that puts me off, though, because mesh was always used as a wick rather than the main part. I've
tried. You use so much cotton, like it's fucking mental.
Yeah,
it's like
and
20 times.
It's
more.
Really precarious as well. You've got this constant reminder in your head. If I get like a dry hit off this, it's going to be so bad. And you just always have that in your head. You're always playing with that in your mind. And it makes you really paranoid with the wicking. And
as you say, with the cool thing, normally, when you're using a dripper, say, a cool kind of drag will make you think, oh, fuck, something's coming. Like the next one's dry. But that's what you constantly get with the...
They're really cloudy. They really just produce vapor. They, I suppose, technically work very well at producing vapor, which might be sort of what China's so up on with them. But
to be fair, it should be a rite of passage for any vapor to have a dry hit off a mesh coil.
Yeah. That's what vape shops should have as like an entry fee.
Give it a go.
Krista Sandberg says no. Kieran's never tried one. Gareth says no. Lance says no. Not Dion's cup of tea. Anthony says no. Stefan says nope. Steve said nope, not for me either. He was really hoping to get into it and did try it but didn't like it. Alex T said no. There's not very many people saying yes, except this when it gets quite interesting. Then Scott Bonner popped up and said he's all day Atty, all day every day for a very long time. He's a profile RDA, loves it.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's no, every time someone's come up with something stupid, be it vaping donuts or a blade or whatever, they physically, like from a physics perspective, cannot work. But the mesh thing can, like from a physics point of view, works. It just, people don't like it.
Yeah, I think... I don't know. They seem to be slightly better each time. I mean, I've just done the Nest. I don't know if you remember the Nest RDA that I did, where they tried to do it vertically, and so you had the huge mesh round thing, and you put cotton all around it.
Yeah, really, no.
It was very frustrating to build, but did vape very, very well. But again, you still had that cool vape. You still had that. Really, I don't know if it's not a warm vape for me. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. It's part of it, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's part of what your brain's expecting, isn't it? To get a bit.
Mouth to lung, I'm almost expecting to burn my lips at every drag.
Yeah.
Even at 14 watts, I still get like a nice burnt lip, and then I'm all right.
You want that effect, don't you? If when you used to smoke and used to light up a full strength cigarette, first one in the morning, and it absolutely kicks you.
It's quite a good, like, just as this kind of bounce off. I was talking to a smoker. I almost feel, because you've got insider knowledge, because of what we all do and have done in social media for fucking years. when you can see someone's gonna fuck up. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and they quit a 40 a day habit blank last night. They did their whole, this is my last fag, and I just because of like I know this fucking thing. My instant reaction was, no, it's not.
Yeah,
it isn't, because, and sadly, you're going to blame yourself, even though you wanna. You've got the big bit, which is you want to quit, which is the biggest thing you need, which is I don't want to do this anymore. But you stubbing out your last fag is not.
So it's something like 1 in 250 people, isn't it, that actually managed to do that?
You're not Bruce Willis. Yeah, you're gonna smoke. Like, you need to, and it's how long you need to. Like, they were doing a celebration video earlier. I saw them post it. 1 day, no cigarettes. You're not even at the cusp of what's about to happen. Like,
no, I did both hand in hand for probably about 2-3 weeks, and I woke up in the morning, had a cup of coffee, went to light my cigarette, took one toke, wanted to throw up, and that was it. That was me done.
Yeah. Yeah. I should talk. We've got 10 minutes. I should talk about the new caton.
Go for it. Do that, and then we'll end on the Dave quiz. I want to quiz him on the Cornetto trilogy.
Cool, right. Very quickly on the new.
No, don't.
Very quickly. Well, no, but I'll just. Well, I don't have that much to say yet. the new caton. The new caton is out. It's come out with a bit of a stir. It came out. It seemed like people like me got it exactly the same time it actually was available to buy. So caused a bit of a stir. What's happening with this new caton? What's the situation? What's the crack? Essentially, they're calling it the Caton Light 2020 Plus. So it's the Caton Light Plus 2020. So the last one was Caton Light 2019. So this is the plus to that 19, which is the way they've always kind of done it, but with the long layoff of these things, people sort of forget the way they do it. So the plus is always more of an upgrade to the previous than actually a brand new tank. And they've very much kept with that with this plus. It's the issues with the 2019 light they've addressed, and then they've thrown in a few extra bits. So it now comes with that really nice sexy metal cap from the 2019, but it comes with a clear cap as well. But the main thing they've done is they've resolved this 510 pin airflow adjustment. So if you guys remember the 2019 one, you kind of put like an Allen key in, you could sort of play it. It was this sort of like a bit of like silicone-y sort of thing inside it, and it attempted to adjust the airflow, not very well. But the main issue was a bit of leakage. For some reason, the condensation collected around the pin where the airflow was, and it used to sort of dribble into the pin, and so people would take it off the atty and see that there's actually juice literally right on the pin. So that was the main thing. So now they've changed it to, I'll whip this off here. They've changed it to.
I want you to hold the AFC up to the camera.
Yes, so here you go. So
no, the other one, the hole.
Yeah, but the hole is just that.
Has it got a beveled edge?
Yes, it does look a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It's very, very quiet. It's a very quiet vape.
Good. No, they didn't
incredibly
do it.
smooth, actually. To be fair.
On the light too, they just didn't do it. And it was like, fuck you, man.
So this is such a small pin, I don't think you'll be able to see it. But basically, they've changed it to a metal pin, and it's a flat head, and you just turn that to adjust the airflow, and basically turning that raises a pin up like that, which restricts the airflow. And it totally works this time. There's no leaking. Now it's a metal pin in there rather than some sort of whatever it was before. So it doesn't get wet on that pin anymore. They've resolved that issue. But also the airflow is really adjustable now. You can literally close it. You can literally take it down to, I think they say it goes down to 0.8, but you can kind of get it to just where is only barely any air seeping through it. You can literally turn it down to the tightest atty I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, so, but also it opens right up as well. So I think it goes from 0.8 to 1.6, technically, they say. I've got it about halfway in between those two. I think they've basically fixed the 2019, basically.
I'm intrigued, definitely.
I
think it's come out with a fizzle rather than a bang.
Yeah, I think they'll be hoping it sort of builds in excitement rather than. I think it's a bit of a lose-lose for these companies, because either all the reviews come up and the hype happens before it's even available, and it dies down too fast, or this way round where it's available, no one goes for it, but then it sort of picks up in interest as people start talking about it and showing it and stuff.
Do you think they've learnt from the mistakes on the 19 though? Because I remember I was really excited about that. I never had the chance to get a caton when they came out because I wasn't quite into the rebuilding scene when they were around. I loved the 19 when it came out, but it had a lot of people that weren't fans of it. So
yeah, I think the two main issues it has fixed. The airflow goes really old school tight now, which was a lot of people's complaint, and the wet 510 issue has been resolved. So if those were your only bugbears with the 19, it's definitely nailed that. Also, if you've got a 19 and you stop using it because of those issues, you can actually just get the deck upgrade for the 19 with this, so you can plus up your 19 version. The one thing, and I put this in chat earlier in the week, I said, John, guess what the one issue I came into first with the
this is our PM thread that we talk on every day,
and John said you couldn't get the bass off. yep, it's straight away, literally out of the box, I couldn't get the bass off the fucking tank. I don't know why they haven't addressed this, but it, like, seemingly like all K-Funs, you still have that issue of over tightening the bass.
So, well, do you know?
But everything else they've fixed, completely nailed.
When John at EVL, like, you know, when vapors, there's nothing, because Sfermesto know exactly what they're doing. They're not stupid. John at EVL, as a vapor, the things that he does that make all the difference, like getting rid of the machine oil, like nothing turns up with machine oil on it. There's no smell.
It was clean as a whistle, to be fair, this one.
Oh, it's just absolutely maddening. You know, when somebody's got it over tight or whatever, you just think, oh, you're mad. It's like, you know, when you get, like, everyone knows that thing. You know, you go to a shit garage and they gun the fucking wheels on too hard, and if you get a puncture, you can't get it's impossible.
That's basically what's happening. The machine that builds these for assembly is over tightening that section.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. Just turn the ratchet down and just put them on a bit.
What's interesting is, once I did get that off and now aware that it has this thing, the second it gets to fully sealed locked, you just stop, and it's absolutely fine now. So I guess it's just a inbuilt K-Fun learning curve thing. I don't think I'll be over tightening it now. I don't think I'll have that issue now. But out of the box, very frustrating to still have that. But great. It's really good though. I think K-Fun fans are going to absolutely love it.
Right, we're at the end of that. I'm going to quickly do the thing that Dave and I are good friends, and one of the things that we have in common is we both very much like the Cornetto trilogy films. If you don't know what we're talking about, then it's Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. And I thought it'd be fun to ask Dave like a mini quiz. It is a very mini quiz. Questions.
It's completely embarrassed me.
Just to completely embarrass Dave. I think he's going to get it. Like me, he's watched all the films a lot of times. Which one's your favourite, by the way? I never asked you that, I don't think.
Depends what day of the week it is. Overall, it's got to be Hot Fuzz.
Yes, for me it's Well Then, because it's my birthday, so it's easy. I don't.
That's got the best line in it. That does have the best line. I'll give it that.
It's set on my birthday, so I can't ever go wrong. Right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 questions. That's all it is.
Okay.
Good luck, Dave. We're going to go heads down, eyes down for a full house with the Cornetto trilogy questions. In Shaun of the Dead, if Shaun of the Dead is strawberry flavoured and Hot Fuzz is blue flavoured, is blue original, what flavour is The World's End?
That would be mint.
It is mint. Well done. Number 2, what is the name of the town where the Golden Mile pub crawl is located in The World's End?
Oh.
That was the question, actually, that I was struck on.
I'm going to kick myself for that one. Go on.
Newton Haven.
That's it.
Okay, ready? 1 for 1. It's fine. Which actor plays Declan, a Metropolitan Sergeant, and Oliver Chamberlain? Ollie.
Ollie is... I can't remember his name. I can see his face. I can't remember his name.
What else is he in? Famously.
It's Martin Freeman.
It is. That was what I was trying to push you for. That's fine. You get that right. Okay. 2-1. What is the name of Sean's girlfriend in Shaun of the Dead?
Liz.
Yes. Tim Messenger, aka Adam Buxton, writes for which newspaper in Hot Fuzz?
Sanford Press.
Sanford Citizen.
Oh,
so close. 3-2. Paddy Constantine appears in both Hot Fuzz and World's End. What is his character name in the latter?
In the World's End.
This is quite tough, actually.
Go on.
Stephen.
That's it.
I think we're fourth. I think we're equals. True or false? The first record thrown. The first record thrown in the zombies and record scene of Shaun of the Dead is Dire Straits.
False.
You're right. It's Blue Mondays.
Yeah.
Okay, 4-3. See if you can get it. Okay, last question. As mentioned by Sean, who said the only thing that will redeem mankind is cooperation?
No, I'm going to have to give you the
win.
Can't lose.
What?
I've got to give you the win.
Oh, it's Bertrand Russell.
Oh.
I think you're still with 5-4. You're still the winner. I enjoyed that. It's 32 minutes past and we're done. We're contractually obliged to finish.
Yep, we've done
an hour and a half. Oh, I just want to give a quick shout out actually.
Jan news.
Jan news is there's 2 liquids there. One of them's going to start gunning its way over the Atlantic tomorrow, and that's Casadega. We're going to get everything back Casadega style before Christmas and get it in and out to you. Can Only Be Graham was the biggest seller this year. It was ridiculous, and we're very proud of that. And they've actually got 2 flavors that are outside of the Casadega range, and we're going to add those to the site as well, and let us know what you think of those. So they're not within cannoli. One of them's fruit, and I think one of them's tobacco. And I'm going to give you more information in the next week or so. But I just want to give a shout out to John Gardner, who said something really, really nice. He posted today, which was that he wanted to thank us for doing the show because it was like going to the pub every Thursday, even though we can't go to the pub every Thursday. And we really appreciate that. And as I said on the thread, Rich and I spoke about this at the start of lockdown, and we really wanted to keep doing the show every single week as much as we could. And then we've had a 3 or 4 weeks off. But we really wanted to kind of bring some sort of normality to everybody. And we kind of hope we have throughout lockdown. And it's not long till Christmas now. And we've got some special stuff coming for Christmas.
Yes, big Christmas show.
We've got a big Christmas show for you that we're going to bring to you. Thank you so much for watching. And little comments like that really do help us keep doing what we do every single week. Promise. Thanks, John.
Yeah, so to lay that out, just very simply, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve are both Thursdays. So we're going to do a special broadcast for Christmas with some old favourites, and it'll be somewhere in between all of that Christmas nonsense. We'll let you know when. We think we know when, don't we?
Yes, we think we know when, but we're going to let you know later.
Yeah. So,
but we'll be back next week.
But we'll definitely be back next week, so thank you for watching.
Thank you, Dave, for coming and joining us on.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers for having us, Dave. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.
Buy some stuff. Just add Nick.
Etc. .org.uk. Bye-bye.
Bye.